Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check, 1 2. Fish fun? When most people think about making videos on YouTube, they get really caught up in the actual video itself, obviously. So they think about the video gear. The most common components would be, like your camera, the lens, maybe the lighting situation that you have. But an equally important consideration is the audio side of things. For these last several vlogs, I've been using a Rode VideoMic Pro, but for a lot of vlogs before that, I was using the smaller Rode Video Micro. But I thought that I'd invest in a different kind of microphone, and I ordered some stuff from Amazon, including the Boya lav mic. So let's go ahead and start with unboxing that first. So I ordered some stuff from Amazon, mostly camera accessory kind of stuff. All cheap little things, so let's just open up what we have here. So I got some 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch tripod adapter screws. Not the most exciting stuff in the world. I picked up a Pixel RC201 remote shutter that I'm going to be using with my Panasonic Lumix GH2. I think I can use this with video as well, but it's mostly going to be so I can do remote shutter for taking pictures. The reason being that I don't think I can really use it with video is that I think it goes into where the microphone input is. So unless I'm using the onboard mic or I'm using an external recorder, I won't be able to use the audio with my camera. So real quick unboxing here with the Pixel RC201. Instructions in Chinese, which is obviously so useful to me because I can totally read all of that. But thankfully there's English on the other side. And then the actual remote itself, from what I understand, it's supposed to be able to handle a 2-stage button press. Oh, what did I just do there? Oh, that's for holding. Interesting. Okay. So it's supposed to be able to handle a 2-stage button press. So you know how you do the half press for focus and then full press to take the picture? It should be able to do that. The most important part, I'm gonna get rid of that. The most important thing that I picked up is the Boya BY-M1 lavalier microphone. It's a clip-on mic, and it says that I can use it with smartphones, DSLR, camcorders, audio recorders, PC, etc. It is an omnidirectional condenser microphone. High quality condenser is ideal for video use. So let's just open that up. There's the instruction manual. Comes in this fake leather carrying pouch. The big adapter, the clip for clipping to your clothing, which I'll have to figure out soon. The little fuzzy windscreen thing, which is obviously very useful. The battery. So the microphone itself comes in a super long cord. I'm not going to unravel that. And a 3.5mm jack at the end of it, or a plug at the end of it. Here's the body. So then with the instructions we're talking about before, with switching between camera mode and smartphone mode, gotta make sure you have that switch in the right place before you plug it in. And then that's the microphone itself. Nothing too exciting, but let's go ahead and switch back over. So to test the difference between the Rode VideoMic Pro and the Boya lav mic, I thought I'd do something fun. Instead of just reading out random snippets of text, I turned to my friends on Facebook and asked if they had any suggestions for what I call a this or that challenge. So to follow through with that, I'd like to invite a special guest onto this week's vlog. Everyone say hello and welcome to Answer Clone. Hi Answer Clone.
Hey, what's up?
Okay Answer Clone, I'm gonna ask you a series of this or that questions. Are you ready?
Let's do this thing.
Great. So not surprisingly, a lot of the suggestions are related to food. So let's start with an easy one. ramen or pho?
I've actually had this discussion with some of the other .com pho people, and my perspective is that there is a broader range of quality for ramen. So there is really terrible ramen and there's truly exceptional ramen, whereas pho generally has a smaller spectrum. So even the worst pho isn't that bad and the best pho isn't that exceptional. But if I had to pick something that I could eat every day for the rest of my life, it would have to be pho.
How about pancakes or waffles?
Waffles probably, but it's kind of weird because anytime I go out to a restaurant, I don't order waffles very often, but I will order pancakes. But if you were just to ask me, I think I prefer waffles.
Frozen yogurt or ice cream?
Ice cream, no doubt.
Now we all like pizza, but what about thin crust or deep dish?
This actually came up in one of the episodes of Ugly Delicious, and they said that Chicago style deep dish pizza is not a pizza. It's a casserole with an edible crust, and I kind of agree with that. So I think I'm more inclined for the thin crust.
Do you prefer sweet or spicy?
Why not both?
¿Por qué no los dos?
Now I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of breakfast. So when it comes to hash browns, do you like nuggets, wedges, or a McDonald's style patty?
Probably the patty, especially from McDonald's.
Regular or decaf?
This can't be a serious question, right? Decaf is like non-alcoholic beer. There's just no point. Always real coffee.
How about cake or pie?
Apple pie, Boston cream pie, lemon meringue pie. Yeah, I'll go with pie.
Lasagna or spaghetti?
Maybe it's because I grew up with Garfield, but I've got to say lasagna.
Summer is still a few months away, but for the barbecue, do you prefer brats or burgers?
Probably a burger, but only if it's done right. A lot of times you go to barbecues and they're all overcooked and it's all dried out, but a good burger beats a good brat.
And finally, roast chicken or fried chicken?
Definitely fried chicken and churches over KFC.
Well, that's all very interesting, but what if we turn to a different category in terms of like pop culture? Now here's a big one, Black Panther or Wolverine?
Yeah, I can see how these two characters are kind of similar. They're both like predator types with sharp claws. I didn't really know anything about Black Panther until I watched the most recent movie, which was spectacular. But I grew up so much more with Wolverine between like the cartoon on Fox especially, but also, you know, the more recent X-Men movies and playing through video games like X-Men versus Street Fighter. So, and Logan is Canadian, so I think I'd have to go with Wolverine.
Marvel or DC?
I think this is kind of similar to my situation with Black Panther versus Wolverine. I gravitated so much more towards the Marvel universe as a kid. And when I say Marvel universe, I really mean more like X-Men universe than like what we think of now as the regular MCU. The X-Men cartoon on Fox was especially important to me, and I didn't really watch a lot of like the Batman cartoons growing up, so yeah, Marvel.
What about American football or soccer?
I never really got into soccer, but for a number of years up until I became a dad, I was really into American football, NFL, and I had no interest in the CFL, so yeah, American football.
Do you prefer Star Trek or Star Wars?
I think I like both, but for different reasons. People say that Star Wars is more fantasy, but Star Trek is more science fiction, like more within the reasonable realm of possibility of where we might end up. But I think I enjoy the mythos of Star Wars a lot more.
Now we know that you're a big hip-hop fan, so let's kick it back to the 90s and ask you, do you prefer Death Row or Bad Boy?
You gotta be kidding me, right? Because while I might not agree with some of the unscrupulous business practices of Suge Knight and how he allegedly had a habit of hanging people by their ankles off of balconies, I'm all about that Death Row because Tupac, right?
And finally, we've got this random mishmash of miscellaneous this or that questions. So, do you prefer official products or the Chinese knockoffs?
If money were no object, always the official stuff. Chinese knockoffs are good for saving some money, but they're knockoffs and cheap for a reason.
What about Apple or Android?
Fun fact, the most recent Apple product that I've owned was an iPod Nano 3rd generation, I think. So in this context, it has to be Android.
Do you think of yourself more as a cat person or a dog person?
Definitely a dog person.
And finally, I have a feeling I already know the answer to this one, But are you more the kind of person that likes to go to bed early, or are you the kind of person that likes to stay up late?
I've always been a night owl. This was especially true when I was going through university. I'd stay up to like 3 or 4 in the morning for all kinds of reasons, and staying up on the weekends too. Now that I'm a dad and all the sleepless nights and all that, the only time I have to myself is what I call the third shift. So yeah, definitely staying up late.
All right, thank you so much, Answer Clone, for all your help.
All right, thanks for having me.
So hopefully that gives you a sense of the difference between using a shotgun mic like the Rode VideoMic Pro versus using a lavalier mic like the one from Boya. I'll be back next week with another video, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until then, I'm still Michael Kwan, and you stay awesome. Peace.